So normally these videos are made about the University of Alabama, but with Clemson being the reigning national champion, and after absolutely demolishing Alabama in last year's college football playoff final, and also without losing a football game in like 2 years, I think it's finally time that in this particular question that we replace Alabama with Clemson and see if Clemson could actually beat the worst team in all of the NFL, and that is now the Miami Dolphins. And the reason why I think this argument has even more of a strength to it as it has in years past is I genuinely don't believe we've seen such a less talentless team than the Dolphins in probably the past decade. So the question, dude, could the Clemson Tigers actually beat the Miami Dolphins if they were to match up head to head? And today we're going to get to answer that question in terms of Madden 20. Now, the biggest question about this sort of concept when you're trying to replicate it in Madden is getting accurate ratings of what Clemson's roster would be in terms of Madden 20 in comparison to actual NFL athletes. So what we did is I tried my best to take past ratings and see how players that were drafted in the first round, see what their ratings normally are, and kind of compare them to where some of the Clemson starters and backups are projected to be drafted in the future. So, for example, last year's number 1 overall draft pick, Kyler Murray, 75 overall. Normally, the best rated player is like an 80 to 81, so you won't see anybody higher than the 80, 81. But a player that is projected to be a first-round draft pick, and next year, the year after that's draft, more than likely, they're anywhere from a 70 to a 75 overall. So I think that's just the best way to go about projecting what a college player's rating would be in Madden. So I tried my best to be as accurate as possible. It's not going to be 100% perfect. I know you're going to have disagreements, but try my best. So hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video. And if you do, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. And if you want me to do this with Alabama as well, let me know. If we smash 2,000 likes, I will do that. Also, the question of today's video: if this matchup was to somehow actually happen in real life, what do you think the score would be? What is your score prediction for a mythical Clemson versus Miami Dolphin matchup? That said, my dudes, the team we are going to be using is going to be the Cleveland Browns because, in the team abbreviation thing, it says CLE, so it kind of looks like Clemson and they have similar colors. But anyways, looking at the team, Trevor Lawrence, starting quarterback, 79 overall. Reason being is he's going to be the undisputed first-round draft pick 2 years from now. I think when he's the first-round draft pick, I think he'll probably actually come in as an 81, 82 overall, but since he's still a little bit young, took about 2 or 3 overall from that, he's a 79. Starting running back, Travis Etienne, another very high-rated player at a 79 overall, which is once again one of the highest overall players in the entire team because he's probably going to be, I think, a solid back in the NFL. Now, wide receivers, Justin Ross, probably a future first-round draft pick 2 years from now, 76 rated. T. Higgins, 74, and Cornell Powell, 70. Tight end, J.C. Chalk at a 70 overall. Offensive line, left tackle, Jackson Carman, 70 overall. Left guard, John Simpson, 71. At the center position, Sean Pollard, 71. Right guard, Gage Cervinka at a 70 overall. Right tackle, Tremaine Ingram at a 72. The defensive side of things, left end, Justin Foster, 72 overall. Right end, Xavier Thomas, a 71. D tackle, Niles Pickney at a 72, and Jordan Williams at a 66. Left outside linebacker, Isaiah Simmons, I lied to you. He's the only 80 overall player in the entire lineup because I feel like he's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. And linebackers / defensive linemen are normally the highest rated players in terms of rookies being translated into Madden 20 ratings. So with him being a linebacker and him being a potential top 10 pick, I gave them 180 rated player. So I think that's pretty fair. Middle linebacker, James Skalski, 71 overall. Right outside linebacker, Chad Smith, 70. Cornerbacks, AJ Terrell, 71. Darion Kendrick, 71. And Mario Goodrich at a 67. Free safety, Tanner Moose at a 68. Strong safety, Kevon Wallace, 71. Kicker, BT Potter, 66. And punter, Will Spears at a 70 overall. And what we're going to do is do a head-to-head game against the CPUs. It's going to be Clemson versus Miami Dolphins. I'm not going to have any say in it. It's just going to be CPU versus CPU, 5-minute quarters on all Madden. The Dolphins overall is a 69. Clemson's overall is a 62 overall team. Going to match them up. Going to do a post-commentary. With that said, let's get into the gameplay. So starting this game out on offense, we have the mighty Miami Dolphins. First carry the ball game, Kenyon Drake, 11 yards. And that's what a lot of people would expect from an NFL team coming out and running the ball at will against a college team. But Clemson has the Dolphins to a 3rd down and 8. Josh Rosen scanning the field. He finds his tight end, Mr. Gesicki, all the way down to the 20-yard line. So just like that, in about 5 plays, the Dolphins, although the worst team in the NFL by a large margin, already into plus territory in the red zone. Now a 3rd down and 4 once again, Josh Rosen. Ton of time in the pocket, back of the end zone, and that is what we've seen a lot of this season. A drop touchdown pass. Literally didn't even get hit. It sets up for a 4th down and 4 on the first drive. Miami does take a 3-0 lead over Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson Tigers. Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, he hands the ball up here. Travis Etienne, as it is going to be a face mask against the Miami Dolphins. And that is going to give Clemson their first down of the ball game. I just now noticed how it says CLE for the Browns abbreviation, for the Clemson abbreviation, like you see it Clemson, but it's Cleveland Browns. I thought it was cool. Deep pass, and that is going to be a catch. Trevor Lawrence getting a little help from his wide receiver there. That was a first down for Mr. Ross, and Clemson and Trevor Lawrence shredding this Dolphins defense to start things off. Travis Etienne, the carry, but a fumble. That is going to stall this drive. Travis Etienne fumbled. Dolphins get the ball back as that is the first turnover of today's ball game. Eric Rowe did recover the fumble as Dolphins football after the turnover. So big play from the Dolphins defense. 3rd down and 2. Clemson trying to get a 3-and-out. Play action pass here from Mr. Josh Rosen down the field. And that's going to be an interception. So back-to-back turnovers from both teams as this first half has been extremely ugly as Josh Rosen throws the pick into the Clemson secondary. It's Clemson ball trying to answer here. 3rd down and 8 for Trevor Lawrence. Drops back, looking, scanning the field. Outside pass, and that is going to be an inch short. Literally 4th down and inches, and Clemson actually decides to punt the football instead of going for it. I mean, if I had a 4th down and inches, it's like the 40-yard line against an NFL team. And if I was a college team, I would actually try to go for it. But 1st down and 10, Josh Rosen, a slant pattern here, all the way down to the 35-yard line, trying to take a 2-possession lead going into halftime. About a minute left to go. First down for Mr. Devontae Parker to the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 4, trying to keep these chains moving. Josh Rosen, another quick pass. This time, I don't even know who this was to, but what does it matter? Because this is a Madden video. 25 seconds left to go in the half. 3rd down and 7, roughly on the outskirts of field goal range here. Josh Rosen with plenty of time as he had all game long a wheel route and a nice hit there as it's tipped up in the air. And Clemson almost got their 2nd interception of the ball game. A nice hit to knock the ball out of Williams' hands as they set up for a long field goal, and it's going to be extremely short as it's still 3-0 with 15 seconds to go in the first half. Is what a low-scoring game, what an ugly game here from the Miami Dolphins, but thank God their defense is getting turnovers or they would be getting absolutely embarrassed here, losing to a college team. As here, first pass with still 10 seconds left to go. Trevor Lawrence and Clemson in plus territory as they call a timeout. 6 seconds to go. They line up for a long field goal themselves, and that was pathetic. That was literally about like 7 to 8 yards shy of going through the uprights. As going into halftime, what an ugly ball game. 3-0 and plenty of time for Clemson to come back in this ball game and absolutely embarrass the Miami Dolphins organization. As the Dolphins do get the ball one last time, because I mean they do get a Hail Mary attempt here because there was 2 seconds left on the clock after the Clemson missed field goal. As it's a Hail Mary tip down. As now we officially enter the second half. Clemson football to open the half. 2nd down and inches. Trevor Lawrence lining up under center. A little misdirection. Travis Etienne gets just enough to keep these chains moving as Clemson Tigers look to at least, notch this thing up at 3 here on this drive. 3rd down and 4. Plenty of time in the pocket for Clemson and Trevor Lawrence. Another wheel route that gets knocked out by the hands of a Miami defender. Big hit as it's a nice punt from Clemson all the way down to the 7-yard line. First play action pass, and that is going to be a safety. You have Clemson forcing a safety on the Miami Dolphins. They try to play action pass from deep in their own territory, and that was actually what is going to be the only sack of the entire ball game. The Miami Dolphins don't even get a sack on a college football offensive line. So now it's Clemson ball again, a dart over the middle as now dudes the field goal. Clemson will take the lead, but it's still 3-2 at this point. What a weird score. Didn't imagine this one. I imagined it to be like an absolute blowout, but a screen pass here, 3rd down and 5. Travis Etienne now in definite field goal range as this Clemson offense finally getting into some rhythm. Another quick pass over the middle. They're 13 yards away from taking a touchdown lead on the Miami Dolphins, a college team. 2nd down and 4. Trevor Lawrence finds a receiver. Actually, no, that's not a receiver. That's a Miami Dolphin defender, and he's going to take it all the way back for a pick 6. So Clemson 8 yards away from taking a lead, and it turns into a 93-yard interception return for a touchdown as the Clemson Tigers are absolutely demoralized. So close to taking a lead, and that's another interception. Trevor Lawrence literally choking here in the fourth quarter. 2 interceptions as Miami gets the ball in plus territory at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and 3. They'll dump off to the running back. They now have the ball at the 7-yard line. So what a turn of events. Clemson back to take the lead, and Miami with the pick 6. That is a touchdown run here. That is Mr. Kenyon Drake to give the Dolphins a 17-2 lead. As 1st down and 10 here for Clemson, not completely out of it yet. I mean, with a miracle, they could come back in this ball game. 46-yard line, a minute left to go. Trevor Lawrence with the strike to the outside receiver. Ball around the 30-yard line. So a little bit less than a minute left to go now. You know, things still have a possibility to get crazy here in Miami. 40 seconds to go from the 30-yard line. Little dump off here to the running back out of the backfield. Now Clemson has the ball in the red zone. It's just crazy how close Clemson was to winning this ball game. And Trevor Lawrence, you know, the prize quarterback with the little face mask here at the 10-yard line with 15 seconds left to go. He's the reason that they didn't finish these drives and potentially missed, like, getting a huge upset. The 1st and goal from the 4. Little last-ditch run here. That's a touchdown run from Clemson. It all comes down to an onside kick. Can the Clemson Tigers recover and make some sort of miraculous comeback victory happen here? And almost. Thank God you're not a Titans fan. Peace.